phone.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nic and Big J. Welcome to Friday. It's the 14th day of August, 2026. My name is Nic. There's Big J right over there.
Yeah.
We're back in our own friendly studio, the friendly confines of the X, Big J.
That's right, man.
We want to thank everybody for joining us out yesterday at the United Way Pancake Feed. It was so much fun to see a bunch of people and to have a good time out there and to kind of go back to our elements, Big J, taking the show on the road, dealing with technical problems, and just making it all sound seamless, question mark?
Yeah, I don't know about seamless. You had said that somebody thought that it sounded weird.
Yes.
And I heard some of it too, and I was like, our pitch was way down or up.
Well, I mean, you have to understand that we are dealing with uncompressed pieces of equipment.
But I wonder if that's even noticeable to a regular, everyday, average, good, awesome person out there that's listening. If they notice those things.
I came here after the show, and I listened to some of the breaks, and I'm like, yeah, there's certainly some, audio difference between the studio version of the show and the live version of the show. But, it's also one of those things where it's like, hey, that's how you know we're not lying to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's an audible difference between what we're doing in here and what we're doing out there. But I can understand people being put off by it and throwing things at the radio.
I'm not going to listen to this garbage. These two idiots somewhere.
It's probably AI.
Oh, God.
Get out of here.
Get me started on that.
Nope, we were live. We were live, all right. But, of course, Big J, we got a little bit of rain overnight, so as a white man...
It was raining this morning.
In your early 50s, you're required to say we needed it, so please go ahead.
No, we do. What are you talking about?
There you go.
We need these monsoons, wherever they are.
We have fulfilled our requirement. And so, obviously, today we have things to focus on, like, I don't know, how about some tickets to give away, Big J? Are you into that at all?
Yeah, man.
You like that? Do you like the fact that we've got Hatebreed tickets to give away, Big J?
I think I'm into that.
Do you like the fact that we still have one more pair of VIP tickets to go check out Hardy tomorrow night, Big J?
Wait, what? VIP?
VIP tickets?
Tickets?
To Hardy? Tomorrow night?
Dun.
At the Boise Albertsons Open? You like that?
Yeah. What does that even mean?
Well, have you ever been to a concert at the Hillcrest Country Club?
I actually have not, dude.
Okay, so they have a really cool VIP section that's set up for important people right next to the stage that has a bunch of free stuff.
Maybe we don't have VIP tickets. You know what I mean?
Oh, you want to go check out Hardy tomorrow night?
No, I'm all right.
So we will then give them away. Of course, we also have Big J's Song of the Week. That will be fun, and we have an opportunity to catch up with the Comedy Lounge, so it should be a busy bee Friday, if you will. Let's start with some music from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Under the Bridge, kicking things off on the morning after on the X.
Running the globe in search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the morning after with Nic and Big J.
Boise police reminding people to be careful. Take precautions when meeting somebody they first connected with online because they have had to handle a string of recent investigations involving sexual assault and stalking that began with online dating, Big J. Oh. The department's Special Victims Unit said online dating can certainly be a safe way to meet people, but investigators have seen an influx of cases where online interactions have led to dangerous situations. Police recommend meeting new people in busy public places at first, making your own transportation plans. Also avoid maybe giving somebody your home address at the beginning stages of things, you understand.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's always a good idea to let somebody that you know and trust know where you're going and who you're meeting. Sharing your location with a friend, that can provide an extra layer of safety. All these things that people need to take. It's a sad state of affairs that we have to take these precautions, but they are important to take because you never know who you're sitting across from when you meet somebody online, Big J, right?
Yeah.
And so just, being careful, and sorry that has to happen, but there are a ton of creeps out there. And you want to make sure you're as safe as possible. If anything feels uncomfortable to you, the police say, hey, listen, get the hell out of Dodge, right?
Yeah.
It's okay, and that's why you taking your own transportation is an important step in that, and meeting somebody specifically in the beginning of things so that there's at least a little layer of trust there before you take that next step is probably very important. So think about it, won't you, Big J?
Okay.
I mean, you're okay, but maybe if you're meeting new friends from online, just be as safe as possible. Promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Big J, a high school football player in Maumelle, Arkansas, escaped harm and potential disaster after practicing for an entire hour with a venomous snake in his helmet. You remember the story from yesterday?
Yeah.
So it turns out that there is a little bit more to this story, and that they're starting to think that maybe somebody put the snake in there on purpose.
What?
And so now they're starting to do a little bit of investigation into what's going on. Thank goodness everybody was safe. But now they're starting to look into, were there nefarious reasons behind a snake ending up in somebody's helmet? Also, again, what a messed up thing to do.
Yeah, that's one way to get your position, you know?
Oh, you think it was like a showgirl situation?
Yeah.
Where they're like, what if somebody falls down the stairs? Then I'm the number one offensive tackle.
Oops.
It is a weird thing to do in high school, but listen, stranger things have happened, I suppose. Maybe somebody thought it'd be funny as a prank. I don't know.
Well, here's what's going to happen now. As retaliation, there's going to be a big old karate fight right in the middle of the school.
No, you're confusing this with Cobra Kai.
Oh, whoops.
That is how they settle things in Cobra Kai. Almost nowhere else, just so you know.
Okay.
Nowhere else does that happen.
Sorry, it'd just be a regular fight. My bad.
Big J, Matthew McConaughey is a pretty big deal.
All right.
He has revealed that there is one movie that he still makes a crap ton of money on in 2026 that he made in 2003. It's the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, of course, man.
Kate Hudson, I believe, is in that one. Am I right in that?
I think so.
He says it pays him the highest residuals of his career by far.
Because it lives infinity on TV, on one of those cable networks somewhere.
Yeah, it's like on TBS on a loop.
It's on a
and so
loop, man.
That certainly does help. But he says second place isn't even close. He was also talking about how his next step, Big J, and, again, I wish I could buy stock in something like this because 7 years ago, I'd be like, there's no way Matthew McConaughey doesn't end up in some sort of Yellowstone spinoff. And guess what he's talking about doing?
Oh, it's been years.
A Yellowstone spinoff with Tyler Sheridan. Now, it's ongoing. Nothing isn't set in stone, but that could be his next project where he could be headed to, I guess. Now they're in Texas, so I don't know.
Yeah, and so it finally becomes Dallas, too.
Yeah. It was inevitably going that way anyway. And now with the Duttons in Texas, this makes the most sense that Matthew McConaughey
Here's Matthew McConaughey as JR.
Yeah, let me guess. He's a rancher. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your important stuff. It's the X-Rocks. That is Bush. That is Machine Head here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. Big J, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You understand what I'm telling you?
Got to do what you got to do.
There is a program that's been around since 1962, and it is a marmot research program. And their job in Colorado,
marmot?
Yeah, is to make sure that they are up to date in all the marmots here in the United States of America and help them out and get where they need to be.
Private residence, man.
Of course, Big J, a lot of federal funding in the last calendar year or so has been cut from a lot of those programs, and they find themselves in trouble with some of the research they want to do. So what do, Big J? Do you lay back and take it, or do you try to take matters into your own hands?
Do you lay back and take it?
No, that's not what the professor there, Daniel Blumstein, is doing.
Blumstein, huh?
That's right. He is. He heads up the Rocky Mountain Biological Laboratory in Colorado, and they have created an OnlyFans page, Big J. It's called Only Marms. You understand? And it is there to offer up daily photos, videos of wild yellow-bellied marmots. And before you get all weird about it, Big J, just know the idea is to make it G-rated. There is no attempt or reason to sexualize any of these creatures.
That would be gross.
Or the page. They're just trying to have fun with sharing and to bring kind of like this to light and go, hey, listen, sometimes you have to do some things that you may not think is normal for a biology department for marmots to do in order to make it happen. And so they're using it to educate followers and share marmot behavior. Additional fundraising include they have created a Marmot Tears IPA beer that's available in local breweries around Colorado, with all the proceeds going to this particular place. And they are going to be hosting the upcoming Fat Marmot Week, Big J. That's coming up at the tail end of this month. And Blumstein said traditional funding sources are also being pursued, but those have pretty much been cut off, so they have to start to get creative with things. So why not enjoy it and have a little bit of fun? And if you love marmots, then you go to Only Marms and you find what you need and you give a little bit there, and you get great access to G-rated content involving marmots, Big J. I'm just saying maybe that's an option. Not we jump to conclusions when we hear the name OnlyFans, but not everything on it is strictly pornographic, you know?
No. Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes there are things, most of the celebrity pages.
That's a good thing to say if you get caught looking at OnlyFans stuff. Hey, it's not just about that.
Most of the celebrity pages that we talk about do not contain nudity. They're just doing it as an additional source.
Which is a real shame.
Of income. And then, of course, they get kind of lumped in because people automatically assume you must be getting naked if you're on OnlyFans. But that's not necessarily a requirement, nor a necessity, nor is it what everybody does. And it's certainly not happening with this Marmot page. Do you understand me, Big J?
Okay, I get it.
I'm just thinking maybe you want to get creative. Who knows? If you need some funds. And this is the way that possibly you could do it, and it could be clean. And it gets you a little bit of notoriety, right? You're doing something that's a little bit technically risque, but not risque at all. But you're going through it on what's considered a risque platform. It isn't that interesting.
Risque. Morning After with Nic and Big J. I'm just trying to get that Big J OnlyFans page open and let you know that it's okay for you not to do anything nude. Okay. You keep saying, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all the way. And I'm like, you don't have to. All the way? You don't have to. What reference are you making there? That was ICP's. Oh, got it. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your ICP update. We got ourselves a little bit of Big J's Song of the Week. That's happening next on the X-Rocks. Broken Mirror. That is the Architects' Broken Mirror here on the Morning After with Nic and Big J. It's Friday. It's time for Big J's Song of the Week. Yep, and it's brought to you by the Record Exchange, Boise's home for new and used CDs, vinyl, DVDs, and Blu-ray. That's right, friends. All physical media. It's a pretty good place to get it at Idaho and 11th Streets downtown. The Record Exchange buys music and video collections 7 days a week and online at therecordexchange.com. Nick, we have some new music here. This is Cathedral from John Carpenter. I've heard of him. Here comes what? It's Primeval is the name of the song. My apologies. Oh, you just put it in wrong? Yeah. Got it. What's it called again? Primeval. And it's by John Carpenter, Big J's Song of the Week. That is John Carpenter. That is Big J's Song of the Week, brought to you by the Record Exchange. Big J, what did you pick that song for? Yeah, man, this album Cathedral dropped last week, Nick, and it's a soundtrack to a graphic novel that his first graphic novel that he's done and put out, Nick, and it's about a cathedral and underground. It's like a vision of hell. It's crazy John Carpenter stuff, Nick. But I want to tell you, man, I mean, listen, soundtrack work like this is what got me into music to begin with. And I don't know, it's for me, I just one of those things that I love so much. And, the fact that I've had the opportunity to see John Carpenter a couple times perform this stuff live, it's so much more metal
in person. Daniel Davies, who is his guitarist, is phenomenal. Cody Carpenter, his son, is great as well. They just are fantastic, and I dig this album. It's probably, compared to some of the other stuff he's put out, because he's put out some other stuff that is adjacent to his movies that he's done, kind of like extended versions of the themes and whatnot. And this is a little bit more metal than all of those combined. So I thought it would be cool to give everybody a chance to check that out. The Cathedral LP and vinyl is available at the Record Exchange, so highly recommend if you like what you heard to go check that out. There's some really good tracks on this, and chasing the man down to hopefully have a chance to talk to him. Definitely a bucket list for me would be to interview John Carpenter.
Well, let's see if we can't get that done, my friend.
Yeah.
How is a score or soundtrack to a graphic novel supposed to work? Are you supposed to have this on while you read the graphic novel?
That's a great question.
Because
and that's a question I would like to ask John and be like, when you're doing this, do you have lyrics in mind? Because obviously the lyrics for soundtrack is usually the dialogue in a movie.
Right.
So I would be curious about that and to see how that all works because, it's a little different than normal.
It could be as easy as this is just music he thinks is a nice kind of thing that cohabitates with the novel that he has created.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter when you listen to it, just the fact that it's inspired by the graphic novel and he was thinking of this kind of music as he was writing it is probably all it breaks down to. But, I guess, because everybody reads at their own pace, right? Some of us are faster than others, and if you're plowing through it, you may be faster or further along the graphic novel than the song wants you to be. You understand?
Yeah, and to me, it's for me anyways, maybe it's, I think of it in a different way, but when you're reading a book, for example, you get to fill in everything with your imagination. And for a track like this, that's the same for me, filling in the visuals while listening to it.
You just imagine John Carpenter naked making music,
No,
right?
God, no!
Huh?
He's 85, gross.
85-year-olds get naked.
I don't know. I don't want to see it.
Morning after, way to try to get him on the show after that.
I think he'd prefer that version, actually.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's Big J's Song of the Week. Some important stuff next on the X-Rock.
Important stuff. Launch newsfeed. On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Important stuff is brought to you by Summer of Fun. Big J, it's the last day of Summer of Fun.
Oh, man. Last day?
Pour one out for your homies, Summer of Fun. Not literally.
Oh.
But it is the final day. Thank you to Overhead Door, Record Exchange, A1 Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric for making the last 7 weeks possible. We have given away the opportunity to win 6 trips so far. Only 1 trip was taken, the one to Yellowstone. But we have 1 more trip to give away, and later on this afternoon, we will do a drawing for a 5-day, 4-night trip for 2 to Hawaii. Very romantic, very nice, very cool, very beachy, very oceany, very Hawaii, Big J.
Yeah.
And so you have an opportunity to get qualified 4 times today. 9, 11, 1, and 3 text to win keywords will come your way. Text them into us, and you are qualified. Obviously, the more times you text in those keywords, the more opportunity your name pops up in the hopper. So you're going to want to pay attention and do so if you can. But we want you to win, and your first opportunity to do that comes away in about 2 hours. It is your final Morning After keyword of Summer of Fun. So be a part of the fun and join us. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Absolutely.
Big J, I'm sure this isn't shocking, but at this point, Food Network can suck it. You understand?
Right.
A new survey of about 20,000 adults revealed that social media has become more influential as to the way that we cook than anything else currently in popular culture or otherwise. The study found that 64% say social platforms have changed the way they cook a lot of their items. 1 in 5 would sooner take advice from somebody they find on the actual app or a social media platform than their own parents, Big J. Nearly half of us turn to social media for new recipe ideas, and 71% say cooking videos inspire them to try new foods. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Sure.
Okay. Food content does rank as the...
I would say those food content creators just got that from Food Network, but this is me.
I think they stole the idea, sure, absolutely. But I think it's just more readily available.
The thing that kicked this whole thing off was the tomato feta bake.
I have no idea what you're talking
it's
about.
like a sauce that you create where you just take cherry tomatoes and put them in a dish and then a block of feta and then bake it. And you've created this thing. And it was this big deal when TikTok first really got fire. And I'm like, that recipe's been on Food Network for like years.
I would also argue that I think food influencers were a thing before TikTok came around. But,
right.
I mean, food content does rank as the second most consumed online content in the United States. It's more popular than humor, news, beauty. Additionally, 68% feel more confident cooking when they can customize their meals. And about 69% say social media helped them discover entirely new cuisines. So it's an influence. There's no doubt about it. And it's making its impact here on the way people cook their food. And I'm sure it's done the same for you, Big J.
For the most part, yeah, sure.
Big J, you're familiar with Indiana Bears head coach Ben Johnson, right?
Never heard of him.
He has a very lofty goal for his team as he starts his second season in charge. Johnson was talking to The Athletic, and he says, you've got 31 other teams coming into training camp wanting to win the Super Bowl, but he wants more than that. He wants to have the highest scoring offense ever, which happens to be the 2013 Denver Broncos. He says he knows exactly how many points per game they scored, 37.9, and he wants to surpass them. He wants blowouts in his victories, according to Johnson. Of course, he did lead the Bears to an 11-6 record last year, an NFC North title as well. But Big J, no offense, do you know how that season turned out for the Denver Broncos?
Didn't they get their ass whooped by the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, 43-8 was the way that season ended. In a
one
loss
of the worst
to the Super
days
Bowl.
of my life. I didn't even bet any money.
Yeah, because you had to watch that. We were
at a Super Bowl party.
Beef O'Brady's, if I remember correctly. It was a disaster. And it's kind of one of the things that were like good defense beats good offense any day of the week. And so it kind of personified that particular idiom. And so that's something that you want to keep in mind. But hey, listen, he's allowed to say whatever he wants to say, and maybe they'll break that record, or maybe they won't. I don't know. I can tell you, Big J, people still love Ted Lasso. The longer-awaited return to Apple TV has shattered records. The season 4 premiere drew 296.6 million minutes watched just over 2 days.
I'm going to tell you right now, everybody on that show, including Mr. Jason Sudeikis, underpaid.
Nielsen confirmed it is the biggest launch in Apple TV history, surpassing all previous Ted Lasso seasons and hits like Severance and Pluribus. On August 5th alone, the show became the most streamed program in the U.S., logging over 200 million minutes. The premiere also reached 7.1 million estimated views based on its 42-minute runtime. Set 3 years after season 3, he's back against Ted, also has a bunch of the cast returning as well and new players involved. And so far, again, there's still plenty of season to go, but people seem to be happy Ted Lasso is back. And are we all, Big
Yeah, and that doesn't even include the dumbasses that are just waiting around for all the episodes to drop so we can consume it all at once.
Dude. That's you and me.
Yeah, I've got like several ones that were, Reacher just came out too. I mean, same deal, man.
Listen, again, these streamers created us, and they can't be mad that we're taking our time. But so far, I mean, I don't want to talk anything out of school. I've been able to miss spoilers and stuff for what's going on. So I'm very proud of that. How long that can keep up, I have no idea.
I would say by the end of this weekend, you're going to see the memes and stuff is going to start to happen organically there.
Yeah, probably. Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your important stuff. We're going to go to hell next on the X Rocks.
To light, stories that are incredibly up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nic and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
We're going to Hollywood for today's We're Going to Hell story, Big J.
Uh-oh.
And anybody that has even tangentially read something about the business involved in making movies and TV shows knows it's a pretty gross business. You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's
no.
lots of...
so?
I don't know. I mean, like, I'll just offer up, like, Harvey Weinstein as an example, right?
Yeah.
Pretty gross. I think we can agree on that, right?
Sure.
And so there for every one that has been figured out and exposed and is serving jail time, there's 55 other people that do just a bunch of creepy bleep in the world of movies to try to make things happen or to try to promise somebody their next big break and use their influence and their power and their money to do these things that would be considered crimes anywhere else. You understand? And so we have a story of a young actor, a 23-year-old man that's trying to break into the business, right? Mm-hmm. You're 23, you're hungry, you're looking for that big break, you're trying to do things that you can do, and you find out that there is a 55-episode greenlit series ready for production that's looking for its lead, right? And you're like, hey, man, 55 episodes, this is a great way for me to get on board. And so you audition, and you find out that you get the job. And you're like, bleeping A, this is sweet. You start to get the scripts, and you realize that really all this particular show is you with sex scenes and making out with an older person that happens to be also cast in the role. And things start to get even more interesting, Big J, when you find out it is the person that bankrolled the production that has decided to cast themselves in that older person role. You understand?
Yeah, it sounds like porn.
Well, there's no actual sex going on. Just sex scenes. Lots of making out, you know.
Porn adjacent then.
Sure.
Like super creep what's going on right here right now.
Skinemax stuff. You understand. And so...
USA Up All Night.
Yeah. And so, the 23-year-old is like, well, I guess, listen, we all have to do things that we're not huge fans of, but it's
in the script. What am I supposed to do?
It's a little bit strange that the woman that financed this whole series is the one that cast themselves in this particular role.
Flip the script. It's a woman, not a man.
That is correct. Flipped that cast themselves in this role and is like just basically writing all these scripts to make out with me.
We don't have many creepy ladies out there doing this stuff usually.
And so basically the woman said two main conditions for bankrolling this drama series. She had to play the female role, and she had the final say in all the scripts. They gave her free reign over production because, listen, everybody wanted to get paid. Everybody wanted to make this show. Everybody knew they were doing something, interesting. And so nobody was arguing with her because she called all the shots, right?
Yeah.
No matter how absurd the decisions were. And believe me, for example, like she was sending over scripts that featured like 60 love scenes, right? And no matter how many times the director and other members of the filming crew were telling her, this is a lot of sex scenes in this movie. There's a lot of kissing scenes in this movie. There's no real plot here because you guys are always in the bedroom. You're going to lose the audience. Yeah. You need to give them something to kind of attach onto and care why you're doing these things, right?
It's a porn.
And the woman would apparently get very upset on set and scream, I've seen more movies than you've ever made, end quote. And was ignoring any and all device, right?
Oh, God.
So the 23-year-old male actor went along with it, shot all the episodes, did all this stuff, even though he was like, listen, this is crazy. I'm just basically spending the day making out with this woman. That's my job at this point. They end up shooting the whole thing, Big J, and would you be shocked to find out when they're not mentioning in this story anyway what streaming platform had purchased this, but when they saw it, they're like, the hell is this stuff? Just you making out with a guy for 50 episodes. What are we doing here? There's no substance to this show. It's just weird things. And so now the gentleman, everybody on this particular set is speaking out going, hey, we have to figure this stuff out. And I know everybody wants to work. I know everybody wants to get that paycheck. But at some point, we are enabling these things to happen if we're not stepping in and going, hey, that's not okay. So the gentleman's trying to give interviews talking about his experience and try to warn other actors that sometimes when you think it's good, could be your big break, is just somebody being creepy. You got to be careful.
It sounds like an episode from the studio. It could be an episode just...
Well, the studio's a little bit more high-dollar production system.
Right, no, but maybe the story about a younger producer who's trying to make their way in the world, and this is how they do things.
Yeah. So now these things are going viral on social media. It's sparking a debate about harassment that the young actors are subjected to on set, accusations that Capitol turns film into essentially private hunting grounds, and actors are treated as objects to be disposed as will. So something that you need to keep in mind as well. It's just an overall gross story that I'm sure is not the first time something like this has happened, just probably not something on this scale.
Right.
I'm sure it's like a small indie kind of feature as opposed to a 50-episode run. that they spent essentially 7 months shooting this stuff. It's all going to be scrapped, and this older lady got to make out with a young hot actor on set for 7 months, and isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. Everybody's gross. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks. Breaking Benjamin. Something wicked. On the Morning After with Nic and Big J. Big J, I ask you, with all the feeling I have, how does it feel to be ahead of the curve, my friend?
Usually it feels pretty good. I mean, I'm used to it.
Yeah, so. I mean, at this point, we could consider you a trendsetter. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. But that's how trendy I am.
It could be many things.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But, I'm not sure if you're aware or not, because you do make Big J money, but things are a little bit more expensive these days, right?
Yeah.
Groceries, gas, all of it's costing a little bit more. And quite frankly, Big J, people are sick of it.
Well, yeah, I'm sick of it.
It's a pain in our backyard. And so what's happening is we're starting to make choices. What do we need to do to cut some corners, to make ends meet, to make it so it's a little bit easier for us to get by on a day-to-day basis? And one thing that is going by the wayside is we're cutting out subscriptions, man. We can't handle this streaming stuff anymore. We have been kind of like just frustrated by the fact that for years all we cried was let us pick what we want. And then it all came our way and we're like, we want all of it. And then all of a sudden all of it became unaffordable, right?
Yeah.
Because what started as a $6 monthly subscription has turned into a $17 to $20 monthly subscription.
$24.
And so it's like, Mary Mother of God, how the hell am I supposed to make this all make sense? And so 52% of Americans in the last calendar year have ended at least one streaming subscription. And you are among them, correct?
Yes.
And which one was it for you?
Netflix.
Now, is there a reason why that one was on the chopping block? Because whenever you kind of come and go, it's always Netflix that pays the price.
We were paying the most for Netflix.
Got it.
And we were watching it the least. So it's like, this is a waste.
And that's exactly what is the number one reason for a canceled subscription. And they're like, listen, I pay a lot for this, and I just don't use it as much as I thought I would. Or there are other streaming platforms that I prefer over this one, and so I can afford, or at least from my mental space aspect of things, afford to cut it out of my life. Now, on average, we spend about $111 a month on our streaming subscriptions. Does that sound right to you?
No, it's not quite that much.
It's a 23% increase from last year, but it probably was when you had Netflix, right?
Pretty close.
So, research shows that flexible brands retain more customers, especially those offering like the opportunity to pause before you cancel feature. Fitnesses and gym memberships are also way down because of this. They saw the highest cancellation rates in this year so far, but subscription services are right behind them for streaming. So it's just one of those things that we're cutting out of our lives because we have to kind of make some difficult choices, and they have started, everything's getting increased, and so you've kind of had to force our hand a little bit. I think if everything was still $7 a month, I bet you we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's almost triple that for almost every streaming service out there, and you're like, okay, I got to keep Disney Plus for the kids. That's a basically something that's a non-starter. I have my favorite show on Enter streaming platform here, and then the other ones are kind of like, do I need to keep this around? Or do I need to kind of come and go with a trial? How is that going to work? And plenty of people do that as well. But man, it's just too expensive to keep all these things around all the time.
Yeah, and then not add to that though, Nick, the loss of perks with that smaller fee of like at the beginning there were no commercials on Netflix.
Right.
And for a while that was pretty much standard across stuff, and then it started to get, let's make these tiers and we can make money like regular TV. And then from then on, it's just, man, we have just been getting the crap beat out of us as consumers.
Yeah, it's like every 3 months they're raising the price. And it's because they have deemed the people that stick around are more valuable or will make them more money than the people that decide to cancel their subscription. Because at this point, we're resolved. It's like, what am I going to do? Cancel Netflix and miss that Will Ferrell show that I'm probably going to hate? Of course not. I have to do it at this point. I'm committed to it. And so, it is one of those things where they kind of got you because they got their hooks in you. But you're right, because if you come back and you're part of the commercial tier, you're miserable, right? Because you're like, God, these commercials are in my show.
Listen, if you're watching episodes of something, then we're used to that, right?
Yeah.
We're used to that in standard TV. But when it comes to a full feature-length movie, that is like That's not okay.
It's
to me.
maddening.
That's
right.
when I'm like, I don't want to. That's not how I want to consume my movie, especially when it's a rated R movie. It's not something you're typically accustomed to. In the middle of it, having it cut to commercial, and it's like, what? And especially the first time you're watching a movie, that's terrible.
Yeah. Now, I have no problem with that on like the totally free streamers like Pluto and Tubi. That's because
it.
Right. But when you're paying for that, you're like, what the hell am I paying for, bro? Get out of here, Netflix. Go on, get.
Yeah, you'd be better off just to spend $2.99 or whatever to rent the movie and watch it. Been doing that.
So know if you're making some difficult streaming decisions, you're not the only one. And Big J, again, ahead of the curve. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, man.
Morning after
Come along with me.
Nick and Big J. Oh, I'm already there, pal. I'm canceling stuff left and right. Get the hell out of my way.
Cancel your Peacock.
No, you need that. You told me that several times. Football season's around the corner. Don't cancel my Peacock.
I need it!
Morning after with Nick and Big J. We got ourselves some important stuff. It's next on the X Rocks.
Sorry.
Man, she a legend.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nick and Big J.
Big J, Family Relations Magazine, one of your favorites, has
Been a
published
subscriber for 10 years.
a new study that finds that if you happen to be married and you and your significant other work out together, it's a freaking dream for your marriage, dude. You're better at communication, you have fewer arguments, you have stronger conflict resolution, and you're together longer than people that don't do that. Researchers analyzed data from about 20,000 young married couples all the way up to the age of 54, Big J, which is right square in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And they did this study over 17 years, and couples who worked out together showed somewhat stronger associations with each other, positive relationship outcomes, rather than people that worked out apart. Now, the difference was not statistically different whether or not you worked out together or separately, so as long as both of you are working out, you're okay. But if you do work out together, that relationship is even stronger. Now, it's also important to point out that for this particular study in Family Relations Magazine, they're not necessarily saying you both have to be doing free weights and you're each other's sponsor, right? What they're saying is, listen, walking is among the most common workout activities shared by a partner partners that are married. So you can just take a walk around the park and you're doing your workout together, and that can strengthen your relationship. Big J, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, man.
Huh?
On occasion, we take a walk together. Need to do more, though.
Authors suggest that therapists could recommend shared physical activity as like a low-cost tool for couples that happen to be struggling in their relationship, you know? Walk around the park, talk to each other, share your experiences and communicate. And Big J, before you know it, your marriage is blossoming again.
Aw.
You're role-playing in the bedroom like a couple of kids.
Yeah. One's playing director. The other is like, whatever.
The young ingenue that had showed up on the stand. Yeah, whatever your favorite role-play scenario is.
Yeah.
Big J, Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels was a great college football player. Can we at least agree on that?
Yeah, we can agree.
He won the Heisman Trophy, broke NCAA records while playing for the LSU Tigers, and now he's pissed because LSU had the audacity to allow five-star cornerback DJ Pickett to wear the number 5, which was the number that Jaden Daniels wore while he played at LSU. Now, it's important to know that LSU does not retire numbers, flat out. But Daniels has said he believed his number would be protected and special. So now he is, quote, deeply disappointed and feels profoundly disrespected by the university.
What a
He's
baby.
gone so far to send a cease and desist letter to the university instructing them to stop using his name, image, and likeness in any promotional materials because he is upset about this. He's also demanded that LSU return its copy of Daniels' 2023 Heisman Trophy. Insiders say that this temper tantrum is going nowhere. The number 5 will continue to be used. LSU has no intention of returning the trophy either. So now we have a battle between a former star player and his former university.
Why is he doing this?
I'm ego, would be my guess.
Jesus. Like, move on. Why don't you focus on not being a disaster this year coming out having one of the best rookie years a quarterback's ever had. And this is the last thing I would ever think that dude would be in the middle of.
Well, he's hurt. It's not like he had a bad year. He
I
got
don't
injured
care. It's part of the game. But I'm just saying, like, the guy who was that first season as a rookie, I never would have seen this coming from that dude.
Well, I mean, I wish I could say the same, but there is ego involved in sports, Big J. Specifically, if you were glad-handed and catered to your entire career, you feel like you're entitled to some of these things. But also, we don't know what closed-door promises LSU made. You know what I mean?
Well, no, you put those receipts then if there are those receipts, but they aren't, so they haven't. They must not be.
Because I can see a university going, hey, Jaden, I know you're doing great. We'd like you to come back one more year. We think we would run a Heisman campaign for you. We think you'd have an opportunity at a national championship. And to tell you what, we don't do this, but we would even retire your number or make sure nobody else
would. He would be saying that.
But that was 2 head coaches ago, so who the hell knows what happened there? You know what I mean? And so there's all of that as well, and so we will see how this all shakes out. But from the outside looking in, it looks like Jaden Daniels is being a bit of a baby. And so we will see how this comes to fruition, or if it doesn't.
It's just tone deaf. It's a pretty bad look.
Big J, speaking of Netflix, a subscription service you have canceled, David Letterman is going to continue his interview series, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. It is the 7th season, believe it or not, of this interview series, and his guests this year will include Matt Damon, Julia Roberts, Jimmy Kimmel, and Alex Honnold. And I have bad news for David Letterman, but I have a feeling that last guy is probably going to need an introduction. Do you know who Alex Honnold is?
No.
He's the free solo guy that does all the climbing and that kind of stuff. Does that ring a bell?
No.
Okay, yeah. Then he definitely needs an introduction, David. Sorry. Matt Damon, Julie Roberts, Jimmy Kimmel, I think we all understand. The Alex Honnold of it all, we're probably going to need a little help with. This season adds 4 episodes, bringing the series total to 35, excluding 2 bonus episodes from earlier seasons. Each episode consists of 1 long-form interview, and it has been a successful one for Netflix, so they're keeping it around for 1 more season. Have you watched any of these, Big
J? No.
Not a David Letterman fan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a super fan. I don't mind him, but I'm not going out of my way either.
You're just not a fan of like watching people sit down and talk for 35 minutes, 40 minutes sometimes?
I've caught some here and there.
Got it. The clips that they find their way online probably, right?
No, I've watched some episodes.
You just told me no.
But just not all of them.
I said, you ever watch an episode? And you're like, no. Morning after.
But maybe not a full episode, but it wasn't a clip. It was the episode, and then I hit pause and then never returned.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, your Pop Culture Smackdown. That's next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. Right. On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
Yeah, we got a hell of a pair of tickets for you. Happening August 25th at Treefort Music Hall is the the Hatebreed Slaughter Summer Tour. We're talking bands like Creeping Death, Torture, Gates to Hell, Incantation, Terror, and then one of our favorites around here, Hatebreed. We'll hook you up with these tickets. You can beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown.
Hatebreed tickets up for grabs if you want them, but you are going to have to defeat Big J in Pop Culture Smackdown. 208-287-1003 is the number you need to call if you want to get your hands on these tickets. And you better hope and pray that Big J ends up stumbling and falling along the way to grab yourself these pair of tickets. And we wish you all the best of luck. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay, to the phones we go. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Brandon.
Brandon, what movie character had a sidekick named Mini-Me?
Dr. Evil.
Right.
That is correct.
I
You're
will
officially
call him Mini-Me.
taking on Big J. Big J, in the iconic movie The Wizard of Oz, what was the lion looking for?
He was looking for some courage.
Right.
That is correct. Brandon, back to you. Reed Richards is a member of what Marvel superhero team?
X-Men.
I mean, not bad guess.
Not a part of the X-Men, unfortunately. Hello, the X.
Good morning.
Hey, Reed Richards is a member of what Marvel superhero team?
What was the name again?
Reed Richards. Reed Richards.
Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah, but what team is he a part of?
Oh,
You can do it.
That one.
You can do it.
Fantastic Four.
Right.
That is correct. Big J, in The Usual Suspects, what is the name of the mysterious villain?
Kaiser Soze.
Right.
That is correct. Back to you, sir. In the movie It, what is the name of the villainous clown in the film?
Pennywise.
That is correct.
Right.
Big J, who plays the role of the Prime Minister of Great Britain in the romantic comedy Love Actually?
Brian Cox.
Wrong.
No, I'm sorry. Somebody a little bit more handsome because it's a romantic comedy. Big J.
Hugh
no
Grant.
offense to Brian. Yeah, that is correct.
Right.
Hugh Grant, but unfortunately we have to take your first answer.
I mean, I think Brian Cox very handsome.
All right, well, maybe
No,
we'll
he's
marry him
ugly.
then.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations, man. You got tickets to go check out Hatebreed coming up on the 25th. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with everything you need to know. There's your pop culture smackdown. We're talking Comedy Lounge next on the X. That is Beck. That is a loser here on the morning after with Nic and Big J. It is Friday, which means it's time for us to catch up with our friends at the Comedy Lounge. And we have both Jen and Corral in studio this morning to talk about all cool things. Hi, guys.
Ooh, double trouble.
Morning. Thank you for both for coming in and talking about things. And Jen, I'm enjoying this trend of sold out shows at the Comedy Lounge.
Not as much as we are.
Man.
We love it. We love being able to go into the weekend knowing exactly how many people are going to be there, which is all of them. Sold out tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday for our Book of Mormon comedy show. We're so excited to have the guys that are coming in for that, all of whom we know. Two we know pretty well, and one has kind of been in and out of Boise a little here and there, but he's been headlining all over the country. Has yet to headline our club, though, so we'll probably have a conversation after this weekend.
Nice.
And then going into the end of August and into September, it's insane. If you're listening and you can get to your phone, not while you're driving or at a stoplight, but like when you get to your destination and go to loungeboise.com and click on the ticket page, you're going to see a ridiculous lineup coming up for the next 6 weeks. It is jam-packed. We have 1 week in September, I was just telling you guys before we came on the air, that is all like amazing headliners, all different, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just completely different. So, and they're all big name people. So we're so lucky and excited to be able to start having these relationships with comics, and all because they talk to each other and have heard that we treat them really well and are very fair with our pay, and they have a great time when they're here. And a lot of that just has to do with everybody that works at the lounge, and Coral and Brian and us just really being lovers of stand-up.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
Great audiences.
Of course. Otherwise it's just us, telling boner jokes to each other in the dark. Like, yes, the audience has to be there.
It's a good time, though.
So we want to thank everybody for showing up. And we still are throwing in a few different things as well. Last night we did the Starbelly showcase. So, and we've known Cecilia and Chad, who are the people who started that school. So we'll always host their student showcases. And then next week we have Flamenco, Idaho. And they always come in, quarterly to test the integrity of our stage by stomping on it for a solid hour. We're like, okay, it's still good for another year. So they'll be in next week too. But yeah, please go to the ticket page, and I cannot stress this enough right now. Get your tickets in advance because our shows are starting to sell out. And thank you for selling out the shows. But I have had many phone calls in the last couple of days from sad, kind of panicky people that were like, we forgot to buy tickets and we really want to come. And you can go and wait before the show. We do from time to time have people cancel. They can't make it. Either their babysitter fell through, or something happened, or they just don't feel like it. But we can't guarantee it. So if you really do want to come, and if we can try to squeeze you in, we will. But there's no guarantees. So if you're wanting to come this weekend, you can come down around doors and wait around. And if we can get you in, we will.
Yeah, it's starting to get to a point where you could wait, but your last minute kind of procrastination isn't going to be a thing that lasts much longer when it comes to the Comedy Lounge. Let's showcase a couple of ones coming up here soon that you're really happy are heading into the Comedy Lounge that you think people should pay attention to, Jen.
Perfect. Okay, well, I will do my pick, and then Coral should do her pick, because she's got a great sense of, a different. I mean, we like a lot of the same things, but then there's stuff that she'll bring me that I'm like, oh, this is different. Okay, so August 27th, Sam Miller is coming up, and I keep trying to get him for a weekend, and he's like, no, Thursday. like okay, fine. Like, we'll do
Thursday. I mean, he doesn't have a problem selling it out. So.
Yeah, and he is one of those guys that will sell out. He is really fun. His humor is like, it's like blue collar intellectual kind of. He's got crazy stories because he was an addict for years and did a bunch of insane things, but he's been sober a long time. So
and
he talks about
does insane things.
That's true. He does. They're just more thought out, I guess. But he does talk about his journey, like who he was before. Then he talks about his journey through sobriety and what that's like now, and the things that are great and the things that suck about it. But it's all super funny, and he's such a wonderful, authentic human being too. So it's kind of like if what's his name, John Belushi had ever gotten sober, it'd probably be this guy.
All right.
So it's still a little bit of like organized chaos, but a whole lot of fun.
Awesome. Corral, who's somebody you want to see?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Hasmin Garza. She came in and did she feature for another comic?
She came and did guest spots all weekend.
Yeah, that's who it is. I can't even remember who else was on the lineup. I remember her. And I can't wait to see more of her comedy because it was phenomenal. She just comes out and rocks the stage. She's got a bunch of credits. She was outperforming everybody else on the lineup that night.
Yeah, and she walked in and basically just dropped this like comedy bomb on stage and it just went off. But I mean, she just came in like, oh, can I do some guest spots? I'm in town for family. And then we found out the day that she showed up that she has an HBO special. And we were like, okay, sure.
Why not? Yeah, that's awesome. And, it brings up a great point, too. Even if you are a casual fan of comedy, the quality of names that are coming through the Comedy Lounge in the coming months are incredibly impressive. And that's a testament to your staff and the way that you guys do business there. But it's really cool to see names this big in an intimate setting like this because they like doing shows like this as well, and it's something that you will remember as long as you live. Seeing, like, I can't wait for Emo Phillips. We talked about this off the air, but like one of my favorites, I've never seen him, and to be able to see him at the Comedy Lounge is going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to it.
Oh my God,
that's another name. If you haven't gotten your tickets and you're thinking about it, do it in the next week.
Yeah, don't think for too long. And the last time I saw him, he came and opened for Weird Al.
Yep.
But I mean, I was so far back that all I could see was the page boy hair. That's it. It was like no face, no facial features. So there's not a bad seat in the lounge. Mm-hmm. The back is very close to the front. So definitely great place to see whatever comedy you love.
So go to loungeboise.com. That is where you can grab your tickets and see the calendar, which, again, is always adding events and different comedy features. So check it out, grab them in advance, and get them while you can because you don't want to be stuck on the sold-out side of things like you could be this weekend. Anything else of note you want to make sure we bring up and talk about?
Do we still have any of those laugh passes available?
They sold out, so we generally release those in the fall leading into the holiday season, so you are going to have to look for that.
Beautiful. Keep an eye on the website, maybe even bookmark it like the kids do and see what happens there on a fairly regular basis.
Bookmark?
That's right. Click the little star, and you're good to go. And thank you, as always, for coming in, Jen and Corral. We appreciate you, and have a great weekend over there at the Sold Out Shows, all right?
Thank you.
Of course. Morning After with...
Hey.
Headlines are as follows, Big J, you lucky bastard. False alarm or catch and release.
You lucky bastard.
A single Powerball ticket that was sold at the Hy-Vee gas station in Quincy, Illinois, matched all of the winning numbers Wednesday night, giving the $1.04 billion jackpot to just one person.
Nice.
The winning combination was 426, 66, 67, 69, Big J.
No way, really?
Powerball number 9.
Easy, dude.
The prize is the 8th largest in Powerball history, ends a 3-month stretch without a top prize winner. The last jackpot was claimed at May 2nd with just $20 million, but the winners can choose a $1 billion annuity paid over 29 years or the lump sum of $450 million. It remains unclear if the winner has come forward yet, but the jackpot now resets to $20 million for Saturday's drawing. That kind of enters into my question I was going to ask you, Big J. When you hear news like this, are you happy for the person that won or upset that it wasn't you?
Well, it's all luck.
And you're jealous.
Well, of course I'm jealous. That would be awesome. I wish it was me, but yeah. Good for them. Hopefully they don't mess it up.
You don't have any animosity towards them for becoming a instant multi-millionaire.
No. Well, yeah. Multi-100 millionaire.
Yeah. 450. I'm guessing they'll take the lump sum, right? Because that takes out the taxes too, doesn't it? If I'm right.
No, it doesn't take out the taxes. That lump sum part, you get 400 some mil. You get I forget what the breakdown was.
I tell you right now, it's $450.5 million. Like I just said,
then you have to pay taxes on that.
You do. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really half that. So it's like $200 and probably $20 million.
Maybe $300. Yeah, I mean, you want to stick with the annuity on that, I think.
Yeah, but it depends on how old you are. 29 years is a long time. You know what I mean? For you to get all that money, and you may not make it. You know.
Also, the lottery might not make it. Right. I mean, that would be my thing. I'd be like, I want to buy real estate now.
Is that what you do? You'd invest in?
I would want to invest in real
Big J
estate,
apartments popping up all over Boise.
For sure, man.
Condos. False alarm or catch and release?
Catch and then release.
An 8-year-old Pennsylvania boy got the catch of a lifetime, Big J, when he reeled in a piranha from a lake near Pennsylvania. Seamus Coffey was fishing with his dad at Ridley Lake Park when he thought he hooked a bass. Instead, he pulled in a 2-pound red-bellied piranha. That is a species native to South America. State biologists later confirmed the identification and say the fish was likely an exotic pet that had been illegally released into the lake. Officials say the incident is a reminder that unwanted pets should never be dumped into the local waterways because they can threaten native wildlife and ecosystems, Big J, and then what do you do, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Luckily, the kid didn't get bit or eaten by the piranha like we are told they would do in pop culture, but he's okay, and apparently this piranha is fairly famous in the area. Not the first time it's been caught. It's like the Pennsylvania piranha, I guess, which is a weird thing, but the piranha's okay and back in the lake. Which the biologists just told us not to do, right?
Yeah. Do that.
It doesn't belong here, and you go, pop. And so we will see who the next person is that catches it. What would you do, Big J, if you caught a piranha? Would you know?
I don't think I would know. But I wouldn't want that thing near me.
Because of all the movies you've seen.
Yeah, also I don't like touching fish, so.
I get it. Wrap it up with false alarm. A suspicious object outside a Washington, D.C. firehouse triggered a bomb squad response and snarled rush hour traffic Wednesday morning before authorities identified it as, Big J, a sex toy. Police were called around 7 o'clock in the morning to D.C. Fire and EMS Engine 20 on Wisconsin Avenue after an electronic device with exposed wires was spotted outside the building. Witnesses said the person who left it briefly spoken to a firehouse employee before fleeing the scene. The bomb squad showed up and investigated the object, shutting down the surrounding traffic until 9 o'clock in the morning. They ultimately described the device as a, quote, electronic sex portable pump device, Big J. The individual responsible has not been identified, but I didn't know they made these. And I guess he was just carrying it around for fun. And it fell out of his pocket, or maybe he put it there on purpose. Who knows? Maybe he was trying to find a place to get rid of it. Because we've talked about how people have problem getting rid of their sex things in a regular manner. And so maybe he was trying to do so in a creative manner, like, oops, what fell out of my pocket? Oh, no.
Oh.
I guess I'll walk away from that sex toy.
Not mine. I don't know. Weird. It's just laying there.
It was a pump device, Big J. You see?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it wasn't an actual sex toy itself. It was used to help. Okay. I mean, again, I didn't know they made electronic ones because it had wires hanging out of it and stuff. So this is altogether new to me. I don't even know what this looks like in my head, to be perfectly honest. But I'll let your imagination run wild.
Yeah, thanks.
Explain it to me. Describe it.
I don't know. It sounds like it's got wires and stuff in it. It's a pump.
It's hard to argue the fact.
Here to pump you up.
Morning After with Nic and Big J. There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. Your bad impressions are next on the X.
Hey, it's Big J.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nic and Big J.
We have a very impressive pair of tickets to give away. VIP admission to the Boise Albertsons Open grounds and the Hardy concert on Saturday. So tomorrow out there at Hillcrest Country Club, you will be living the high life, as they say, out there watching the golf. And then afterwards, partying up at Hardy VIP style. Pretty easy. You just got to figure out bad impressions here this morning to make it happen and be caller X.
And VIP stands for very important person, right?
Very important people.
Nice. So 208-287-1003, but that's only the first challenge. The second part is you got to figure out who Big J's trying to impersonate with 3 clues. He's going to give you 3 clues. They're all going to point you in the direction of
a group, a team.
A team.
Yeah,
today.
A team.
So he'll be doing multiple impressions.
No,
of different.
Just clues.
Oh. So 208-287-1003 if you want these VIP tickets for tomorrow night. The other rub is you got to swing by and pick these up before 4 o'clock today. So if that doesn't fit in your schedule, you may want to rethink.
Putting my name in the hopper for these if nobody picks them up.
Hello, the X.
Hello.
How you doing, man? What's your name?
I am Dave. How are you doing?
Pretty good, Dave. You're up first. Good luck to you, sir.
Dave, it's not a person, it's a team, okay? So think about that.
Okay.
At the beginning, on the outside, it was more of a school for kids with extraordinary skills and sometimes powers.
Oh, next clue.
Yeah, be careful there. We have uniforms, too. Not all of us like to join in on group activities. Logan, for example, is kind of a joy kill.
Logan, X-Men?
There you go.
You said it's the team. Oh, sweet.
The X-Men is the ultimate team,
Yeah,
Dave.
what the hell, Dave?
But you got it right. Hang on 1 second. We'll hook you up with those Hardy VIP tickets for tomorrow night. Well done. Big J, what was clue 3 for fun?
Professor Charles Xavier tries to keep us in line and teach us things.
And why are the X-Men in the news?
Listen, Nick, D23 is happening this weekend at Disneyland. And, of course, there's going to be a lot of news coming out. And one of the things that many people are speculating is that they're going to reveal the cast for an X-Men movie, Nick.
Yeah,
You got Jean Grey already. So
spoilers.
Sadie Sink. But there is going to be plenty of other things as they recast this. This is about the third time, I think. Really, when you get down to it.
Oh, it is. That's absolutely the third
So should be very, very exciting to get the details on that. And a lot of this is going to be weaving in and out of the MCU and the storylines now.
We'll see, too, because I had also heard that there were like a couple last-minute dropouts and people who had agreed are no longer part of it. And so whoever the dude that played the Beast was apparently isn't doing it anymore. So that may have messed around with the announcement. So we will see if it actually happens this weekend or not, but I'd like to see it happen. I'm still very curious how this goes in this particular world because it's all very confusing to me as, we have, again, Doomsday around the corner with the original X-Men, also mixed in with some of the first class X-Men, and then we have this whole new world of them, and it's all kind of running concurrently, but basically shut up and give us your money is what it boils down to.
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll see what it turns out to be, but X-Men not going away.
Nope.
Getting strong.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. Wrapping up the show next on the X Rocks.
The love for you.
They were just in town on Monday. That is From Ashes to New. Die for You, their latest on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Wrapping things up not only for this Friday, but for this week for us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We had a chance to give away some VIP tickets to Hardy. Gave away some Hatebreed tickets today. That always felt good. Of course, we had a chance to hear some John Carpenter, courtesy of Big J's Song of the Week. That doesn't suck either. And we got to talk about creepy Hollywood productions. But it does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, Nick, today, 60 years old, Halle Berry.
Happy birthday, Halle Berry.
Hey, still got her fast pitch, her fastball.
Her fast pitch fastball.
Yeah.
Favorite Halle Berry movie, Big J?
Oh, man. Let's go with Swordfish.
All right.
The whole shebang. Not even going to.
Is it because of what I think it is?
Absolutely. 100%.
Got it. Speaking of creepy Hollywood productions.
Yep.
When they paid her $1 million more to show her boobs, that's a little bit creepy, right?
Yes. We thank them for that.
Just making sure. Morning After with Nick and Big J. That's going to do it for us, but Jason Drew's up next. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. It's the X Rock.
Injured?